What's up, everybody? We're back for another episode of the PG Sports Podcast. Austin Byler's coming on today. Austin Byler, he founded Major League University. We're going to talk about that, talk about his baseball career at Nevada. And we'll talk about social media, building brands, stuff like that. So, just waiting for Austin to get in here now. And then I'll get him on. What's up, everybody? If anybody has questions, let me know. Feel free. What's up, Christy? What's up, Spencer? What's up, Ryan? What's up, Dim? Feel free. Ryan, get on here. Me and Ryan got a special project coming up soon. Hopefully. It should happen. No, it will happen. What's up, brother? Irvington Gotti. Doubt you remember me. I know exactly who you are. Yeah, no problem, Spencer. Yo, it's weird that you say that. Here's Austin. It's weird that you say that because people ask me about, getting masks. Like a company was like, yo, you want t-shirts and we'll send you like 50 free masks with your logo on it. Not Irv, I remember you from high school. What's up, Austin? How's it going?
What up?
My bad, I was a little late.
No, dude, you're good. You're good. How are you?
Good, how about you? You hear me good?
Oh, yeah, we're good. We're crushing some nuts right now, man. We go outside.
Wow, it's nuts.
Dude, the mixed nuts deluxe Costco style. Fire.
What do you got?
The mixed nuts from
Costco. Gotcha.
Fire. So good. How are you, man? Where are you at? Where are you located?
I'm in Connecticut.
Connecticut. How's the weather out there?
It's up and down, kind of.
Yeah.
Warm some days, cold some days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, you're in Arizona, right?
Yeah, Arizona, man.
All right, you got to tell me about this Arizona time zone thing because I'm confused. Like I'm looking at the map, and I'm like, yo, so it's literally like only a little space is the real mountain time. Well, my mountain time zone in my head.
So,
are you guys
Arizona
going?
never moves. Arizona stays the same, but like Utah and New Mexico, they go an hour ahead. So they're like real mountain time. We're like
Pacific time.
I don't really know what we are. We just never move, dude. So that's why I was like, wait. And I saw it on the thing. I'm like, that's not right. Then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, Utah, New Mexico, all those things. Those are like the different ones. So, yeah, definitely interesting.
So it's some of them. So there's one part that follows daylight savings, but the other part doesn't, or most of the part doesn't.
None of it follows daylight savings. We're like the odd man out, dude.
Like look, I'll show you.
One state that doesn't do anything. We never move.
Oh look, there's this little part.
Maybe there is.
Like it says because it says Arizona's mountain time zone, but does not observe daylight savings in exception to the Navajo Indian Nation.
Oh, maybe there's an Indian
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They just got to change you guys to Pacific then.
Was that?
They just got to change you to the Pacific because then that's what you're really on.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's weird, man. It's different.
What was I going to say? No, actually, I think that happened before, too, when I had somebody else from Arizona.
Really? It's different, man.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's definitely weird. That's for sure.
Yeah, so let's go into, like, your baseball career and stuff like that. I know you got you went to Nevada, and you got drafted your junior year to the Nationals, but you didn't end up going so let's dig into – actually, let's go back to the college career. How was your college career overall at Nevada?
Yeah, man. So college career was awesome, man. Went there in 2011 was my first year. So I was a freshman that year and did all right. I kind of was able to play because of somebody else's circumstances. So we had like a left fielder who was 3-time All-American. Like, dude was dirty, but he got kicked off the team in the fall. So that opened up a spot for me to go in and DH because the DH went to left field. I got to go to DH and play some third. So I got to play a little bit there, which was cool. Being able to play right away, which was a really good experience, especially that year. And then from there, had a great career, man. It was awesome playing in Nevada. I loved it. Great place to hit, that's for sure. I was first baseman, so got to hit a lot and have some fun in there. And then junior year, got drafted by the Nationals. I think it was the ninth round, and then decided to go back to school. So I kind of waited until the deadline, July 15th. Was thinking about signing, was leaning towards signing, and then coach came out and we talked for a while and discussed things, and I decided, hey, it'd be the best situation to go back for that senior year and be able to go win a championship. I mean, that was our whole goal. We had a dirty team. I think 8 guys ended up getting drafted that year, and like just nasty team overall from freshman to top. And we had a great opportunity. So I knew that going back, and then drafted by the Diamondbacks that senior year and signed and went on to play a little bit of pro ball.
Yeah, how hard was it not to like sign with the Nationals?
Oh, dude, it was tough. It was so tough. I mean, your initial instinct, you're like, man, I got drafted. I'm going to sign, right? You always wanted to play pro ball, so why wouldn't you just go sign?
Yeah.
But then you dig the dirt, and is it really worth it? Like, I loved Nevada. It's not like I hated my college. I loved playing in Reno, so that was a big factor. And had amazing teammates and amazing coaches, too, that really helped me a lot. So that was a big factor in that decision.
Yeah, and I'm assuming then you got your degree your senior year, right?
I actually didn't get my full degree, man. I kind of slacked off in school, so that was the only regret. If I had to have a regret, really not even a regret.
Well, how sure are you?
No, I ended up going back in the fall of my first year pro ball.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
I was about to say, what are you, like a couple classes?
Yeah, no, I only had a couple classes, man, but I was not lazy. I just didn't care about school. I cared more about baseball. That's why I was going to college. So I ended up going back, and it went well still. Still got the degree.
What'd you get your degree in?
Health science. So
okay.
Health science, yeah.
So is that helping you out with like stuff you're doing now?
Honestly, no. Nothing I did in school really helped me for now. I don't think school even prepares you. I heard a quote the other day, I read it, and it was like, school prepares you to be a really good employee, but not a good employer. Like, wow, that's fire, dude, because you learn how to sit and take notes and listen, but you don't learn how to actually do and be creative and go out and innovate and inspire other people. So I really don't use much from it, but I use my like stories and experiences from college, from high school, from school in general to in this next avenue of life that I'm doing.
Yeah, definitely feel you on that. I mean, I've been talking to pretty much everyone. We always touch on college, and we're like, we don't think it was really worth it, like, book-wise and school, actually going to class. But, yeah. And, for those who don't know that or aren't baseball fans or don't know, like, 9th round is really good on the count. There's 50 rounds in the draft.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, because I know some people obviously know, like, NFL, there's only 7 rounds. Basketball, there's only 2 rounds. Like, so it's pretty crazy. Actually, you know what I was thinking about the other day? I was thinking about the coaches, and I think I'm going to make a graphic about it maybe. And like when people have probably already made it, like a baseball coach wears the uniform, like football coach wears like, I guess, athletic wear, you'd say. Basketball coach wears a suit. Hockey coach wears a suit.
Ooh,
that's right. That's weird, right? And then
so
soccer coach, I don't know what they wear. I think they might either wear.
Oh, they're fitted up, dude. They're looking fresh out there.
Yeah. So that's weird, right?
It's so weird. Yeah.
When you think about it,
suit, dude? Wear a uniform like the players, man. Come on.
Well, I don't know. Thinking about just because I always grew up watching baseball and stuff, it's not weird, but like thinking about it, it's kind of weird that they're wearing a uniform.
Yeah. Now you think about it, it's like, okay, what if there was the manager in the baseball dugout, like wearing just a full suit?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the suit. I think maybe the NFL has it where it's like like they're like in their, basically you're like when you go on travels, like your your suits, your sweatsuits, basically.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah. So then going into your like minor league career. What was it like to turn pro?
Yeah, man, it was a really cool experience. It was incredible. I mean, I got to meet so many cool people. The best part about, I think, professional sports in general was meeting and getting to hang out with so many people from different cultures, man. You get guys from the East Coast, you guys from the South who are totally different than the West Coast. They're totally different from the North and like Northwest. And then obviously the guys in Venezuela and Puerto Rico and Dominican and all the different cultures, Japan, man, like all over the freaking map, dude. It was so cool to be able to hang with those guys and get to know them and get to know their cultures and get to play with them and learn how to communicate with people that don't speak any English at all. And you're like, how the heck do I communicate with you? So, dude, pro ball was an incredible experience. It taught me a lot about life and about how to prepare the right way every single day. And just kind of how to handle adversity as well. It's a long season. You got to really love it, and you've got to really be dedicated and committed to your goals and your dreams. And it taught me a ton about life, man. So I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of really good experiences throughout the whole deal. And it was a dream come true. I mean, to be able to put on a Diamondbacks uniform too, like that was my team growing up.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, man, it was them and the Yankees. It was like either one, I'm pumped up if I get the uniform.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Fun, man. It was a good experience for sure.
And then what made you retire from baseball?
Yeah, well, originally I got released, and then after I got released, I went and played independent baseball for about a month. I got released there, and that's when I was like, all right, I'm done. Like, I kind of lost the passion for it. I could have floundered around, kept playing, but I lost the passion, man. I was over it. It wasn't really what I wanted to do anymore, and I wanted to kind of switch that gear into this next career shift, I'm going into MLU and kind of just getting into this next step in my life.
Yeah, and then, going into that, how did you create Major League University?
Yeah.
How and why?
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. So basically after pro ball and after college, during pro ball and during college, I experienced a lot of anxiety, some depression. Didn't really feel myself, lost my sense of identity, who I was as a person, who I was on the field, off the field. And that's really where this all came. I noticed that a lot of my teammates and coaches were feeling the exact same way. And I'm like, all right, how do I do something to help the athletes that are feeling this way? I mean, you've got it right now where there's a loss of sense of identity because my sport just got ripped from me. Like, I'm a senior and I'm done, and there's so much uncertainty going on. And that's how I felt during this time. And so from those experiences, I've made it a goal of mine that nobody will ever feel like this again. I don't want anybody to feel like how I felt back then. And I want to make sure that these are the most enjoyable experiences for the people around me, and they're set up for life more importantly than just the sport they play. And that was a big deciding factor, man, going through that, just using those experiences that I had in college and professional ball to use and give to the next generation of athletes and people, most importantly in our world, that the game is going to end one day. You've got to be prepared to go into the real world. You've got to be prepared to handle yourself in real world situations and all the different uncertainties that life is going to bring. So that was a big deciding factor for sure, man.
Yeah, and then take me through just like what it's like to build a business. I'm assuming that you haven't built one before, right?
Yeah, never built one and still confused. Still learning, man. You learn every step of the way, man. I'm sure the same as you. Like, you got to learn every single step of the way. It's every day is different. You got to learn new skills. Right now I'm working on building a website. I've never done that in my life. It's very challenging. It's not fun. I don't like it, but it's challenging me to upgrade my toolkit, man. Right? You got to continue to grow and learn, and that's the best thing about building a business is you get to learn. The in-person stuff is where it's at. I love it. I thrive there, but the back-end stuff I'm terrible at. So I've got to get better. I've got to learn, and that's where it's really pushed me to just become better in that sense of aspect. But there's nothing more fulfilling and gratifying than starting something of your own and sticking in it. A lot of people give up right away. A lot of people aren't going to continue to push through, but guess what? Like, the ones who win are the ones who stick in it and stay in it, and they're not going to stop until they get what they want and until they make the impact that they're going to make.
I can see why you're a motivational speaker.
I get fired up, man. You're going to get me on the tangent, bro. This might take years. That's like, it's kind of crazy because I feel like, I guess when you go to school, I feel like they kind of say you got to like learn one thing, go get the job. You get the job for one certain thing, basically. But like when you're an entrepreneur like us, you got to learn everything. Like you said, you learn how to make websites. Like, I know how to make websites now too. And so it's like, I'm sure you weren't. I knew you were on social media, but I'm sure you're researching more now than you were before when you just had like a personal page. Dude, totally. The social media was tough. I'm the most introverted person in the world. So getting out and putting my face on something like this, dude, I freaked out. Like, totally freaked out. But guess what? This thing pushes you to be better. It pushes you to grow and learn and get out of your comfort zone. And that's the best part about doing that, man. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I need to meet somebody that says they're extrovert because like everyone just says they're introvert.
Hey, I can show you some people who are extroverted, man. I can show you some people if you need to meet them.
Yeah, it's funny too that you said that because like now that I've been going live every day, now I'm like, all right, now I got to go like make sure I'm looking all right because I'm usually not being on camera. I'm just usually just like typing on the phone or whatnot. So it's pretty
Yeah,
fun. And yeah, I'm not.
different.
This is definitely not me like usually, but now I'm just like, all right, since the coronavirus, so I was just like, yo, I'm going out every day. I meant on this every day, and interviewing people during the weekdays.
I love
And
it,
now,
man. Great
and I
idea.
started 3 weeks ago. Now, pretty much a lot of people are doing it.
Yeah, there's
I'm
so
sure.
many people doing it now.
I don't know. I don't know about you. Well, I'm in bed at like midnight, right? And I'm seeing like all these people are live, and I'm like, "What? This is crazy!" Like at this time now, I was like, "All right," but I'm just doing it during the daytime because I don't feel like staying up late and doing it.
No, I'm not doing it that late.
Yeah.
No way. Get it in during the day, man.
Yeah. What was I about to ask? I forgot, but yeah, going more into the business. So what have you been doing? Like, I know you do the motivational speaking. I saw some of that stuff. You're doing camps. So yeah, tell me a little bit about the camps and stuff.
Yeah, so we're doing a lot of the camps and clinics across the world, and just basically that's a way to impact the youth, be able to bring some of these mental tools and just mindset. I like to call it like mindset hacks almost in a way to these kids who are at a young age. It's a good time to expose them to it because now they'll learn it and they'll grasp it, and hopefully they use it as a habit for the rest of their life. Hopefully they see some benefit in it, so now they can build that into their rituals of their life. And so we're doing a lot of the camps and clinics. It's more skill based, but we add the mental component as well to really kind of separate ourselves and to just make it more valuable to the kids. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's more than just your skill level as a kid. If you have all the skill in the world and you practice all the time, but you don't have any mental ability or capacity to get the job done, you're not going to ever succeed. So we try and really hone that in, the confidence piece, the self-personal development during those camps. Do a lot of individual work with athletes, so one-on-one teamwork with different teams, organizations, and then the motivational speaking. And that's where I'll go and just speak to an organization or a team for either 1 day, 2 days, depends on what they're looking for as an organization. But those are just a few of the things that we've been doing, man. And it's been a lot of good work and a lot of fun for sure. Learning a lot, going around these different places all across the country, man. It's been crazy, excuse me, to see these different areas.
Yeah. What age group are you working with? For
All
like,
the above.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so the camps and clinics are like usually 8 to 14, sometimes 15 to 18. We'll have the high schools in. I like working with the high schools. Individually, I work with kids all the way from the youth to high school, the pro ball, the college, all the above. And same with teams, a lot of college and high school travel ball organizations too.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, that's what I meant to ask you. How's coronavirus been affecting you in Arizona?
In Arizona, it's not too bad, but it's affected me by the travel and all these
Yeah.
events. I've had 4 events shut down already, which kind of sucks. And then this summer's up in the air. We'll see what happens there. But it's given me some good time to reflect, some good time to get this back end stuff going, and some good times to just continue to work on the craft, man, and impact people in a different way using technology, using the Zoom calls, using free stuff to really help them out as well.
Yeah. What about have you got offered or pitched anyone like a virtual speaking engagement?
Not like a full speaking engagement, but technically, I guess they have been. Yeah, I've done probably 3 or 4
Yeah.
of them. I've got 2 today, actually 3 today, after this, which is going to be fun. And it's not like a full speaking engagement, which would be kind of cool. I like that idea. It's more of like, hey, can you speak with my team? Can you help us get through this time? Can you give some inspiration? Can you just be a part of our organization, see what happens? So that's kind of what that's been. But a full-on like speaking engagement, no, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that.
I think it's gonna. I mean, I think it's gonna happen because I was talking to somebody else, and I think he just got his first one because he was booked for like in-person ones, and then they booked him for the virtual one. But then it's like, so now people are getting canceled, but now they might have been booked for like say August. So now there's like other things that are available.
I like that, man.
So
I'm gonna start pitching it. Hey, if you want a free speaking engagement, maybe not free. If you want a speaking
the
engagement,
Zoom. I mean, the Zoom thing is crazy because I think in the non-free version, like the first tier, you could have like 100 people in it at once,
yeah,
and then the next level one is like I don't know, like 500 or like 1,000, some crazy amount.
Dude, Zoom's incredible. People are just finding out about it, which is crazy to me. But it's like it's the greatest tool in the world. You can record, you can screen share, you can draw on there, you can raise your hand with emojis. I just found out from 9-year-olds, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, actually, I just recorded my first podcast with the Zoom app. Even though I was using it since last year, but I was like, I never even thought about it because I feel like when I was reaching out to people, I was just like, all right, it's easier to get their number and just call them instead of like, oh, could you get on this and we could do it in video and blah blah blah. But now I'm just shooting shots. So.
Now I'm just shooting shots.
But yeah, that's what I mean. It's crazy. I've done like I'm including these. I probably did like almost like 20 interviews now since coronavirus. So I mean, it's cool for that aspect. But
absolutely, man, get to creative.
Came to Mountain Ridge last year. Well, what's your favorite Christian verse? Bible verse? Is that what he's talking about?
Caden, what up, dude? Yeah, I mean, I've got a decent amount. I'd say one of them is for we walk by faith, not by sight. For we walk by faith, not by sight. That one's huge to me because it really rang home. I mean, we're trying to see everything in front of us, right? We're trying to predict our own future, but guess what? We can't see what's right in front of us all the time. We can't see what's in the future. And here's like where I'll elaborate on it. You think about it as the ocean, right? Well, you see the sun setting on the ocean, and when that sun sets, if you ever watched an ocean, like a sunset in the ocean, boom, you don't see anything after the sun hits behind the water. But guess what? Like your island is just over that sunset. Like your island is over there. You can't see it. You may not see your goal. The island is your goal, your dream, your vision for your life. You can't see it, but guess what? You got to go through the rough waters. You got to swim with the sharks a few times. You got to get knocked down to the bottom of the ocean to get back up and keep setting your sails on that destination. So that's where, before we walk by faith, not by fear. There's so much fear going on right now, man. They need this, right? Walk by faith, not by sight was huge for me, just to be able to kind of set my sight on something bigger and greater than just myself, right? And what's right in front of me at that time. Something that I can't see.
Yeah, I saw your most recent video, and you were talking about how when you were in the minors, and you just kept on thinking. I think you said you kept on thinking negatively. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
yeah.
How did you change your mindset and start thinking like positively?
Two things. One, had a mentor that invited me to a Bible study for coaches that really kind of switched my perspective on life. It was huge. And then two, committing to myself, man. That was like massive. To be able to commit to myself on one thing every single day. So it started with a gratitude journal. I'm going to write 3 to 5 things I'm grateful for every single day. Started to spark my mind and a more powerful mindset on a daily basis. And then from there, it's kind of grown to a full-on morning routine. But I'm a firm believer that if you own your morning, you own your life. It's a fact. There's nothing more factual than that. I used to wake up 9, 10, 11, 12, and I was lazy. I didn't do much. I worked out, but I didn't do anything else really for myself. I just checked my phone, flip over, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, all the above. But guess what? Like you give yourself that hour of clarity and serenity, dude, game over. Like you can do anything. You clear that mind in the morning. So that was big time for me.
So before that, did you believe in like positive energy?
Oh, totally believed in it all, man. My mom was preaching it from an early age. I just got real negative because of pro ball, man.
Gotcha.
I got my own thoughts.
That's crazy that did that much to you.
It was crazy, dude. The experiences you go through can set you up for so much and teach you so much. It's huge.
It's the toughest sport.
Baseball is usually the toughest sport. There ain't nothing about it. There ain't nothing else about it, man. Like football, you catch a ball and you run. Like basketball, you shoot into a hoop. Baseball, you got to track a 95-mile-per-hour pitch that's going this way or that way. You got this in the back. You got this. You got all these things. And you also got a stand in the background, people screaming at you who don't like you usually. And you've got the pressure of yourself, the pressure of the organization, the pressure of your parents, the pressure of your coaches, the pressure of your teammates. Hands down, I'm done dropping the mic on that one. But yes, it is the hardest sport to play by far. Sorry. Even tougher than golf.
Oh man, we'll probably have some debaters after this one. That might be the clip for this one. Is baseball the hardest sport? He said, do y'all believe in the Lord?
Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am. I can't see your thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pearl. Yeah, Pearl.
Yep.
Absolutely 100%. Wholeheartedly.
Agreed. But Let me just show you one of your highlights that I found. Just like
stand and watch them in the first. Here's the next pitch on the way. Here's the swing, and this one is belted, and everybody is going to stand and watch this one.
you remember that?
Oh, dude, that was probably the furthest ball I ever hit in my life. I'm surprised you
Yeah, that was a
found it.
bomb.
I didn't know it was on YouTube or anywhere.
2000. Well, the video was posted 2015, so I think it was 2014 season.
Yes. That was literally probably the furthest ball I've ever hit. I can remember exactly how it felt. It felt so good.
So what's that? Yeah, didn't he? I think you led the league, or the conference in home runs.
Yeah, I think one of the years. Junior year maybe, senior year no. Junior year potentially, I think.
So would you consider yourself a power hitter?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Gap to gap power hitter.
Actually, when I didn't even know you were like 6'3" until I looked. I thought I didn't know why. I just thought for some reason just on your post I thought you were shorter than that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's deceiving, man. I guess
Yeah.
I got the length. I don't know.
Yeah. Everything lined up. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, what else have you learned? Or has baseball? You think baseball helped you with your business, like playing baseball? Yeah.
100%, man. Everything: work ethic, preparation, mindset, confidence, belief, self-doubt as well. Like handling the self-doubt and handling the fears and the pressures of failure. It's been huge. I mean, you go into it, you think everybody's going to show up to an event. You think everybody's going to go watch you speak. You think everybody's going to tune into an Instagram live, and then nobody does. And you're like, well, what the heck? Why wasn't anybody at my event? Why wasn't anybody saying this? Like, failure is huge. You go through some different things where you trial and error. You try out an idea and it doesn't work. You try out something else, it doesn't work. You're like, what the heck? What do I got to do? It's just like switching your swing up, right? Same thing in business, switching up your tactics and your gameplay to impact the most people and to get your message across in the right way. And I'm still learning, man, like so much every single day. But I've got some really good mentors that have helped me a lot through this path that I can always lean on, which has been huge. So that's the biggest piece of advice. Find a mentor, man, that you can lean on during this time to help yourself be like put in a successful position.
Yeah. What would you say to what advice would you give? Let's say, what advice would you give to a young baseball player, and then what advice would you give to somebody starting a new business?
The same exact thing, man. Believe in yourself. Always believe in yourself. Never lose the belief in yourself. How do we do that? We got to work on ourselves first. You got to work on yourself before anything else. So that's the biggest thing, man. Work on yourself first. Be able to put yourself in the best position. Ellie, come on. The best headspace possible to do what you want to do and achieve what you want to achieve. So that's the biggest thing. And never lose self-belief in yourself. Like, things are going to get tough for sure all the time. Like, you're going to have failures in your sport. You're going to have failures in your business. You're going to have failures in your life. You're going to have failures in your relationships. People aren't going to agree with you all the time. Things may happen out of your control, like what's going on right now. But you got to believe in yourself at the end of the day, every single day, to do that you can do what you want to do and what you are willing to do. So that's big, man. You got to believe. Got to believe.
What about how long do you give something? Like, say you do like a camp say you did it for just pitchers. Say you did it like 3 times, but maybe there wasn't that many people or it didn't work out like the way you wanted to. Like, when do you realize you have to like switch something up?
The ones who win stick in the trenches the longest. So that's where, like, okay, we maybe we haven't had a lot of people. That's where you're like, okay, let me evaluate why, right? Like, let me see why. Maybe we didn't provide a good service. Maybe we didn't promote it the right way. Maybe it was just something in the wrong area at the wrong time. Like, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but you're always switching up your craft, switching up your game, right? You got to alter a little bit. Like, the best of the best keep moving. They keep finding new ways to get better and improve. So that's where I think in business is the big thing. Like, how do you continue to work on your business and work on yourself at the same time? Well, you got to put yourself first, because if you do what you need to do for yourself, you can impact the others that you want to impact. But 2, like, this stuff takes time, man. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm still very in, so it's a long process. But you're constantly working on your craft.
So do you
answer? DM me. I answer everybody's DM. I don't care if you're freaking a man, girl, man, woman. If you're a dog, if you're white, black, Asian, Indian. I don't care if you live in Puerto Rico, if you live in Arizona. I don't care who you are. I'm answering the question no matter what, every single time.
Dogs are on Instagram, so.
I know, dude. There's some cute dogs. I gotta get my dog. She just keep looking at me. She's just barking and nothing. She's the dopest. I love her, but They're crazy, man. But I got to make them an Instagram now. They like to swim.
You got mine's loyal. You got time.
Hey, that's my new business venture, man. Doggy daycare.
Yeah. What about like social media wise? What has been like? I don't want to say your strategies, but like, or like just posting certain stuff. Like what do you see? Like when say something like does really well, do you post that again? Like not again, but I'm saying similar content.
I try to. Yeah, I try to see what's working, what's not, and you get a good feel of people's response. Ellie, come on. You get a good feel of like people's responses to things, which is big. And you also got to evaluate on that. Like, what time am I posting? Is that a time where a lot of people are on? For me, I'm up early, but not a lot of people are up early. And I'm starting to realize, okay, if I tweet at 6:30 a.m., like not a lot of people are seeing my tweet at 6:30 a.m. Maybe I should adjust and do it at 9. So that's one thing, but I definitely try to evaluate that and to be vulnerable. At least for me, like in my business and like what I'm trying to do with my personal career as well with the speaking, like I've got to be vulnerable because people relate to vulnerability. They relate to people who are honest and share their stories. Like if I come trying to tell you how to live your life, you're going to shut me out right away, unfollow, block, whatever it is. But if I'm vulnerable, I'm like, look, I went through addiction. I went through failure. I went through fear. I went through hate. I went through like lack of self-love and self-belief. Like, oh, me too. No way, you do too. Like, you're not this like magical, mythical creature. Like, no, you're somebody who's been through the same things. So that's a big thing, man. Vulnerability. Ellie, come on.
Yeah, I mean, and going back to the coronavirus, which I kind of sick of talking about now, but obviously we have to. But I feel like it's the positive thing out of this is like it's like money is kind of almost like devaluing now. It's like this doesn't mean anything, and now everyone's kind of realizing that.
Yep, you're realizing that no matter how much money you have, like you can't. Like one of my mentors says the best. No matter how much money you have in your bank account, you can get the same amount of toilet paper. I'm like, dude, that's a great one. Man. I like that. I like that. It's true, right? Like I can't go barge my way into the club or into the cool 5-star dinner because I can't go to the dinner, right? Like no matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't buy happiness. Never does. Ellie,
the toilet paper is crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
They got toilet paper there in Arizona?
They don't. I can't find it, man. I can't find it anywhere. It's been tough.
Do you want to touch on that one? They said, how do you deal with addiction?
Yeah, we can touch on that. How do you deal with addiction? Okay, this is a great question. If somebody out there is dealing with it or has maybe a porn addiction, maybe a food addiction, maybe a drinking addiction, maybe a drug addiction or prescription drug addiction, the biggest way to deal with it is ask for help. It's very hard to do in the situation. I put myself back in my situation and I remember a vivid story and like, forgive me for being real, but like I had a full, like, it was the longest message I've ever typed out in my life on Facebook to one of the guys who I look up to. He's my mentor. And I never pressed send. Never press send, like asking for help, pleading for help, like please help me. I don't know what to do. Like I keep striking out and I just mask it with prescription drugs. I don't know how to do this. And I had a full message typed out for him and I never sent the freaking message. And if I would have sent the message, maybe he could have helped 3 years ago where I wouldn't have had to go through that for an extra 3 years. So the biggest thing you can do, we got back to it in the beginning, is commitment to yourself. Like serve your body, serve humanity. Like you've got to serve yourself. Like at the end of the day, when you lay your head on the pillow, you know how hard you worked. You know everything that's gone through your mind. You know everything that you've done throughout the day to set you up for success. And if you're not putting yourself in the best position to be successful and to be happy, most importantly, like happiness doesn't come, like you mentioned, it doesn't come from money. Like no material value can be put on anything that we have anymore, right? Like we've seen everything get stripped from us. Like we're all making the same amount of money. Most of us are just unemployed and not doing anything, right? It's crazy. But guess what? Like inner fulfillment is life. Like if you can find things that fulfill you, that pump you up, that set you up for success, that are going to drive you to be better every single day, that's the key to happiness, man. And I think that's huge. So to get back to your question, you got to commit to yourself in some aspect of your life. Do something that's going to serve you, that's going to make you better. And ask yourself, hey, is this making me better? Is this making me worse? Is this helping me become better? Is this helping me become a worse person, like, or feel worse about myself? Like, what are the thoughts that I'm having every day? I'm sure with the very... No, I respect it. I respect it, and you're not alone because there's millions of people doing this, and I was in your same exact shoes. Message me, we'll talk. We'll get on the phone.
Yeah, going to into your happiness. What do you do in your free time?
Yeah, it's free time, man.
Or what do you like to do?
I love to sit in the hot tub. I love the hot tub. The hot tub is amazing. I don't like when my dogs bark all day. Come on. Hey. So, yeah, having the hot tub's huge. I like to hang out with the fam in all aspects. Hang out with the family, be able to spend some time, especially when I'm not home. Shut up. When I'm not home. And then, dude, I love meditation in the morning. Meditation's been huge for me. I love speaking to people, like whatever that is, like going on walks, dude, going on a run. Hanging out outside. I love being outside. The ocean's beautiful. Being around water is amazing. So that's something.
Do you still play like pickup baseball or softball?
Never, and I don't think I ever will. I've been asked a lot, man, but I can't get myself.
I was not expecting that.
I can't get myself to go out there, man. I just don't. I don't love it anymore. You know, I love helping people. I love making people feel better about themselves and inspiring them. I don't love the game of baseball necessarily. I love what it taught me and what it gave me, but I don't love playing. And now I'm like, okay, if I'm not in a competitive game, like I don't want to go face some old dude throwing 75 miles per hour and hit a home run off and feel good, or strike out and then feel terrible. I'm like, I'm good, man. I'll watch.
All right, so I guess that's also been I've been interviewing a lot of like former athletes, and they always say they like fell out of love with the sport. So you think it might be like just because you're getting older, or you think like maybe you just wore yourself out playing it so much?
I think I mentally wore myself out. I lost the professional baseball kind of dampened my view on baseball in general. Like it's a total fun kids game until you get to the business side, and the business side was tough to deal with. And I at that time didn't know how to deal with it. Now I can deal with it. It's all good. But at that time, like the first year probably after I played, I didn't want to be around it, man. I hated baseball. I didn't want to be around it at all. And that was something that I just lost the passion, man. It stripped the passion from me. It really took it out of my heart, man. I just didn't want to be around it anymore. And so I think that's something that happens with a lot of athletes when they give so much to their sport. Like the game of baseball never loved you and never owed you anything, but it gave you a lot in your life or whatever sport you play. And that's what I've been finally realizing is that, hey, this gave me a ton of value, a ton of tools that I can use now, but do I really love it? Not anymore. But I enjoy the game for sure.
Yeah. You still watch it?
Not really, but now that it's gone, I might watch it a little more, man. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Well, no, it's funny too. Yeah, no, it's funny too because now, I mean, I don't have cable, so I wasn't even really watching sports. It was just like, through social media, basically just checking stuff.
Yeah. Watch. I can just get an update on Twitter if I really want it.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, like I was saying the other day, you I mean, if you don't watch it, you still know who the top players are.
Yeah, it's so true.
Like it's pretty easy.
And you see the highlights. And that's all that really matters.
Like I think I could. I think I could like go on an ESPN set or like MLB or like something, and talk about whatever they're talking about.
I know.
Like and not look like I never watched baseball in my life.
Yeah.
Or haven't watched it like religiously like I used to.
Seriously though, man, it's crazy.
And what's the future hold for Major League University?
Our goal, we want to have hundreds of camps set up across the world. Ideally have a cool camp director type model where we have people who we trust who can kind of speak our lingo and develop that leadership aspect, that mental game aspect, mindset mastery for these kids. So that's one of the goals. 2, I want to work with a ton of college programs, man. I said 20 this fall is my goal. So I want to work with college programs, professional programs, organizations, helping them through leadership and mindset mastery and just helping people live their best life, man, get out of their own head and sort through their own thoughts that go on every day that we have. And then the one-on-one stuff as well is great, but I'd rather do the group. I like the group stuff and just having more of that aspect involved. So I'm excited to see where it goes, man. Ideally in the future, we'll have multiple people being able to do the same thing, being able to go out and speak to people so we can send them out there and just kind of spread the wings, spread the roots a little more and reach more people.
Gotcha. And then, like, I know you're based out of Arizona, but where else have you done stuff, and like where other like states are you trying to do stuff?
Yeah, so a lot of stuff in California. I was living there the last year until this
Okay.
stuff took place. So a couple weeks ago, I drove back home. I'm gonna stay here probably this summer. And then, so a lot of stuff in California, Northern California, Nevada, Washington. Going to Texas soon, I think. Buffalo, New York, Indianapolis. Where else? Utah, Colorado soon. All over, man. I'm trying to go all.
Why Buffalo, New York?
I got a buddy out there. He runs a performance training, hot corner performance.
I gotcha. I was about to say, yeah, it's deep up in New York.
That's deep, man. I actually just talked to some people. I don't know if you ever heard of Newfoundland in Canada. I've never heard of it, but it's far northeast, dude. I just talked to them yesterday, actually, on one like these. So
to go out there?
We were doing like an interview deal like this, but
gotcha.
I'm hoping to go out there one day, man. That'd be cool. I like new places. I like traveling.
Yeah, for sure. You ever been to Connecticut?
Yes, my uncle and uncle and aunt used to live in Connecticut. So my only memory of that was an awesome place with an above ground pool, which was weird to me at the time. And then I saw a mountain lion creeping because they were in the woods, like 5 minutes from Rhode Island. And dude, massive mountain lion. And I don't know if I've seen things because I was young, but it looked like a dirty mountain lion. I think it was scary. Freaked out. Come on.
Oh man, that's funny. So above ground pools was the hottest thing.
Dude, they were crazy. And the clam chowder was fire, dude. Hey, I'll give the Northeast some credit, dude. Clam chowder, fire, lobster rolls, second to none. I played in the Cape Cod for like.
Oh yeah. I forgot, that's what I was going to ask you about too. Well, yeah. What was it like playing at the Cape Cod League?
Dude, loved it, bro. Loved it. It was so much fun. I played in Katuitt, which was I don't even know where, but it was amazing, man. It was so much fun, so much history. The competition was incredible, and my host family was the best host family ever. They were so cool.
And what about what's your favorite food, and then what's your favorite like Arizona style food?
Ooh, Arizona style food, Mexican baby, Latino. We got the Latino flavor out here, man. You got to get the Latino action out here. But so I like Mexican food out here. But my favorite food, dude, lobster rolls are up there. That's for sure. Ice cream, if that counts as a food, that's definitely up there. Dude, I'm pretty open, bro. Like Italian food, you name it, I'm in. I'm in. As long as it's not like a fruity dessert, dude. Fruity desserts don't belong in the culture, man. You can't have a fruity dessert. Come on.
Yeah, I think that's all the questions I got. Unless you want to ask me any questions.
Yeah, what's the next steps of PG, man? What do you guys got planned here in the future? I'm excited. I like what you do, and kind of stay in touch. But I want to know more, man. What do you got coming in store?
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate that. So before all this, I was doing more sports marketing stuff, working with athletes, building their brand, like professional athletes build their brands. Because I pretty much, like we were talking about before, I pretty much learned everything now, from making websites, social media, to graphic design, to handling people's emails. So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so I always wanted to be like a sports agent. Actually, I always wanted to be a baseball agent. And so now I'm kind of sort of doing stuff like that.
Very cool, man. So getting the agency type deal and just kind of branching it out a little bit, helping people market themselves.
Yeah, so I'm mostly doing marketing, like helping get sponsors. Actually, doing some of the speaking engagement stuff too. I'm not doing it. I'm saying helping them get it. Maybe that'll be in my wheelhouse one day. I don't know.
Dude, hey, let's make.
I never spoke in front of a crowd. I don't know.
I need to have you on the squad, man. If you're helping people get speaking engagement.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. How do you go about getting your speaking engagements?
Now it's some word of mouth has helped. Doing some stuff, like we're doing a lot of stuff for free, just reaching out. It's mainly been just me reaching out, man, like reaching out to my personal network and just seeing who I can talk to. And then obviously using social media, any teams that are on there, athletes and stuff like that, getting that stuff set up. But trying to go to the soft landings, people I know, people where I can get in right away. Doing a lot of stuff for free. So getting out there, just so people see it and hear it, and hopefully they enjoy it and spread the word. But I don't really have like a full process. It's more just me doing it on my own, trying to get them going. And then I've had people reach out now, but majority is me just reaching out, man, that outbound type deal. But I'd like that to change one day where they can come to me, and I don't have to go searching all the time, man.
No, it's definitely key to do stuff for free. I don't think a lot of people understand how to do it correctly. I think that's how people might either quit on themselves by like maybe asking people for money at first, and then they might say no, and then they might just stop doing it. But that's all you gotta do it for free. You build up your portfolios. Told them you spoke at. They don't need to know you did it for free. They don't know. And then you build it up, and then they see that, like, say you spoke at X, Y, and Z colleges, and that makes you look good, obviously. If you're at all like the big colleges or anything, even if you could even say it if you spoke at a class, you still spoke at the class at the university, right?
Totally, dude. Totally.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it's all good stuff. If you really want to do it, you've got to be able to go out and do stuff for free, be willing to put yourself out there and grow. Because what are you going to learn? You're going to learn more about your presentation. You're going to learn more skills. You're going to learn new ways of communicating, different age groups, what's your honey hole, what's not, where did I do well, where could I improve, who listened to me, who asked questions. Maybe somebody sparked a question that you're like, wow, I should hit on that next time. Like, what can I serve to these people, whatever age group, whether it's a bunch of 10 and 12-year-olds or 18-year-olds or 25-year-olds or a business, like, doesn't matter. It's the same type of deal. Like, how can I reach them most effectively and transfer my energy to them to where they leave this and they're inspired, they're not just motivated. It's the biggest thing.
yeah, definitely. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and we'll definitely be in touch.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me. I hope I kicked it off all right for you this week, man.
Yeah, you did.
Cool.
Of course. No, I liked it. No, I liked it because at first I was about to say, let's set up a phone call, and then I was like, nah, like I just want to talk to him since we never really talked not in person. Well, you know what I'm saying, not talked in general, like only messages. So that's why I was like, nah, it would be better if it's just more natural, I guess. Even more awesome. Super raw.
Hey, super raw. I love it, man. I love it. Appreciate you having me on, man.
All right, I'll see you. I'll be
too.
Yeah, you too.
Awesome, man. Take care.
Yeah, if you ever need help with anything, just hit me up.
Dude, definitely going to be messaging you about some of this stuff, man. Definitely.
All right.
So, appreciate it, man.
All right, have a good one.
Yep, you too, bro.